In June 2024, hundreds of thousands of young people took to the streets to demonstrate against the manner in which the country was being run. They particularly took issue with tax proposals contained in the Finance Bill 2024, a piece of legislation that sought to raise upwards of 340 billion shillings. But the demonstrations took a tragic turn on the 25th of June when protesters invaded Parliament. They were met with brute force. At least half a dozen were killed at the precincts of Parliament. Many more died across the country, with the Kenyan National Commission on Human Rights documenting that 60 people died in those protests in the months of June and July. Sam Gituku has been on the road, combing through television footage, speaking to eyewitnesses and duty bearers, tracing the genesis of the 2024 revolt. He now puts the findings in this documentary, Days of Rage. Here is part 1.
You literally feel the bullets flying over you.
We do not want this. And we're here to tell you guys that we're tired. Next, come up MPs wakivote yes to our recall.
Okay. So we're looking at the year 2024.
You or him?
No, you look at me.
Okay.
Yeah.
Wow. It's been a while. Yeah. But I watch you on TV, so.
No. Why?
So you're clearing your...
No, see, to speak so I can be clear.
All right.
I think Kenyans were very annoyed.
All right. Thank you for this opportunity. And let's begin.
In 2022, we did go into an election in which we made very, very lofty promises.
Tunaweka nafasi ya ajira 300,000 hapa Nairobi kwa mambo ya housing, leather, agroprocessing, textile, manufacturing ili tuweze kupanga ajira yenu kama vijana wa taifa letu la Kenya.
I think we said it even during the campaign that we were dealing with a time bomb of youth unemployment.
There was that heightened hope, and many of us thought that we were now moving into Canaan in the year 2023, 2024.
Mipango ni mipango, lakini mwenye kuyatimiza ni Mungu.
The Kenya Kwanza government was seen as the panacea or our hope.
Issue around the protest was the mobilization was around the finance bill. But was the finance bill really the problem?
Jobs, ladies and gentlemen, is our other priority. It is time for us to stem the tide of youth unemployment. Every year, 800,000 young people join the workforce, and over 600,000 of them do not find opportunities for productive work.
What did we see? We started seeing flamboyant politicians running around with bags and bags of money. Yet, for the ordinary mwananchi, life was still pressing us.
There was high corruption levels in government. We could all see it. Na wananchi walikuwa wanaendelea na kuteseka. Healthcare ni problematic. Education was very problematic. Still is.
We have a deaf government, a government that doesn't listen. Last year we had a finance bill that was passed, and Ruto threatened every member of parliament, if they don't pass it, he's going to punish them. And he came back with the same language this year.
Munisaidie tu hawa watu walipe ushuru. Wakilipa ushuru hiyo kazi mimi nafanya kama risasi. Si ndio?
The president himself went on national TV saying, I am going to make sure that by the time I leave, the Kenyans will be paying almost 25 of.
I want in my term, God willing, to leave it at between 20 and 22%. It's going to be difficult. I have a lot of explaining to do. People will complain.
It was just the sheer arrogance of the president going to rallies and churches, threatening not only Kenyans, but even members of parliament.
We had to rise up as the people of Kenya.
The finance bill became a trigger for what was already an existing problem.
Some of the proposals in the bill was, for example, to extend the amnesty so that we have people that are locked down with interest and penalties, that they are able to recover themselves, that they're able to get forgiven all those penalties and interest. It was about expanding our local manufacturing, making sure that our locally manufactured products are more competitive in the market.
Reject! Reject! Reject!
What is the justification of raising the VAT on bread from 0 to 16%? The initial thinking was maybe the bread has there's a concern about diabetes and all that. So there's a study showing that it's coming from bread. I'm not from National Treasury, Sam.
We listened to the issues Kenyans were raising on many of the provisions that were contained in the published finance bill. And you remember a week or two before we tabled that the final report of the committee, after public participation on the floor of Parliament, we had our own PG as a Kenya Kwanza group, and we indicated to the country all the amendments that we would carry.
And therefore, the proposed 16% VAT on bread has been dropped. We have agreed that the motor vehicle tax cannot be amended through an income tax act, and therefore that proposal has been dropped.
This is the best thing that happened to Kenya, that we are having a conversation on issues that are of the nature of our country. Today, Kenyans know there is something called finance bill.
If you look at that press conference, they were laughing at us. They were mocking us. They did a lot of piecemeal adjustments, but the entire picture is very wrong. Members of parliament are supposed to be independent, but members of parliament went to State House to present the budget before the president, before it's passed in parliament. That meant that whatever we say, it's a done deal. We don't care, we don't matter.
If you look at our constitution, it's our party leader who convenes parliamentary group meetings. It's up to him to decide whether he wants to hold the meeting at Kasarani or at State House, where it's convenient for him. And therefore, but the decisions made are decisions made by parliament.
But the party leader is not supposed to be a party leader, it's supposed to be the president of the entire country. But now the problem is we have a parliament that plays partisan politics. We have a parliament that does not care about the people. So by them going to State House, they're insulting all of us. So what did we do? When we did the first Occupy Parliament on June 18th, we went, I think they arrested about 100 of us on that particular day. It was actually a build-up the day they were going to pass the bill. Because we told them, you cannot pass this bill if you don't agree with it. And we did not just threaten, we did it.
People were tear gassed. We asked them to leave because they are older women from the Mau Mau era. And we continued with the protest until about 6:30 p.m. from 11 a.m.
In a dramatic game of cat and mouse between the protesters and anti-riot police, scores have been arrested. Despite this, the demonstrators vow to continue their agitation against the...
We were arrested. We told them we're going to go back on Thursday because Parliament sits Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. And then we went on Thursday.